When a culture abandons wisdom, what fills the void? The answer is unsettling. When wisdom dies, the soul becomes silent, and into that silence, emptiness rushes in. But nature abhors a vacuum, and so, instead of silence leading to insight, we fill it with stimulation. Distraction becomes the new meditation. Consumption becomes the new contemplation. And the self, once a temple of inquiry, becomes a billboard of trends. This is not just a social issue. It is a spiritual collapse. True wisdom at its core is spiritual, not in the religious sense alone, but in the sense that it transcends the material. It teaches us to ask not just how to live, but why we are here. It seeks the eternal in the ephemeral. It sees the invisible patterns beneath the chaos of life. But in a society driven by materialism, such questions are not just neglected, they are ridiculed. How often have you heard someone say, "That's too deep," or "You think too much," as if thinking were a disease and depth a liability? This subtle disdain for introspection is more than cultural. It is institutionalized. We have created systems that penalize complexity and reward conformity. Educational institutions often reward memorization over imagination. Workplaces reward productivity over reflection. Social media rewards polarity over nuance. And yet, we wonder why wisdom has vanished. It hasn't vanished. It has been systematically displaced. But who benefits from this displacement? Asking this question is the first step toward awakening. When people lose the ability to think critically and reflect deeply, they become easier to control. This isn't a conspiracy. It's a psychological truth. Distracted minds are compliant minds. Shallow people are easier to manipulate than thoughtful ones. This is why advertisers don't want you to think. They want you to feel. And governments too often prefer obedience over wisdom. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Only the educated are free." But today, we confuse education with indoctrination. We teach people what to think, but not how to think. We flood them with opinions, but starve them of perspective. And slowly, silently, the soul forgets how to seek. This is the true death of wisdom, not when it is attacked, but when it is forgotten.